Are you a modern goddess? Because we wrote the orchid for you. If you don't feel like a goddess just yet, let us tell you why we use that in our title. It is because when we see the women in our stories, they all came from challenging backgrounds, challenging stories. They were having issues. They found themselves in this path that was basically going nowhere, and they had to change, but they didn't feel powerful. Being a modern goddess is knowing your power. It's really going inside and saying, I can. It's going inside and saying, I did it, I made a mistake, and it's okay. It is accepting yourself. It is being kind with yourself. It is having integrity in the way you show up in the world, in your life. For me, when I found integrity between my thoughts, my words, my emotions, and my actions, I really found my power. Because all of a sudden, my energy was concentrated on the things that I wanted to achieve on a daily basis or in the rest of my life. That is what we mean by being goddess, by being a modern goddess. That you look at yourself in the mirror and you are happy with what you see. And you don't see the defects. You see the virtues of that amazing woman, of that amazing man standing in front of the mirror. That is what we meant by that. And in the story, the women are broken, or at least they think they are. So when they get there, when they get to the orchid and they go through all of these processes, they start reclaiming that power. And at the end, they feel invincible. That doesn't mean that they're not going to commit mistakes. That doesn't mean that they're not going to, once in a while, or perhaps more times, feel that there is a challenge in front of them. The difference is that they now know that they can overcome it. And when you do that, there's nothing that can hold you back. And if there's nothing that can hold you back, that's like being a god, isn't it? And so that is what we meant by modern goddesses.
Modern goddesses. What that means for you? Well, let me tell you what it means for me. For me is really the opportunity to decide and to have intention in every moment of my life, in every second, and to understand that it is here in the present moment that I can decide what I can do, what I want to become. And for example, one of my intentions is to try to, no, it's not trying, it's being. And that's the difference. I'm not trying to be calm, I'm calm. I'm not trying to be love, I'm love. And every person and every act that I communicate, I do it from there. It's understanding that I can change the energy in my body. I'm gonna be super mad. But then after 2 minutes, I let it pass an energy and continue to be centered, be myself. It's to be a better mom. How? I understand that I'm gonna make mistakes, but I forgive myself. So a goddesses understand what is limiting beliefs, what is consciousness, what is taking a moment for breathing, understanding that I serve better others when I'm in a joy, happy, in a like a really in that kind of mood. I understand that I need to accept that is what is happening, and I have opportunities to learn from those situations. What else is to be nice to myself. So it's many things that when you put all together, make me the person who I am. Free to create whatever I want. I'm gonna do mistakes, and it's okay. So that for me is a modern goddesses. Please let us know what is for you to be a modern goddesses. I would love to listen.
We've asked ourselves that a lot, right? Because, well, we wrote a book that's titled The Orchid, The Secret Code of Modern Goddesses. And we were thinking the other day and trying to figure out how to portray it. One beautiful way, and many have done this, is, have you seen one of those drawings in which there's a little girl
Reading a book.
Yeah, right?
Yes.
And there's a light shining on her, and all of a sudden, what you see on the wall, the reflection that you see is this superhero. It's
Yes.
this heroine.
Yes.
It is a beautiful tree, or it's a beautiful passage.
Yes.
That is what being a modern goddess is all about, is when you're walking through the streets, when you're walking through life, and what the world sees, it's something greater than what you think you are. But really, it's when you feel that way, when you're walking around and you feel that the energy inside of you is much greater than the energy that you've been led to believe you're capable of. That is to be a modern goddess. And so we invite you, when you look at yourself in the mirror next time there's a light shining on you, look back at the shadow on the wall and make sure that you see the goddess that lies within. That is the orchid, the secret code of modern goddesses.